Hey everyone, today's episode is a bit different. As you can tell from the title, this is our 6-month anniversary. 6 months ago, when we started the podcast, Zach, Nate, and I committed to ourselves that we would do this podcast every week for 1 year straight. We're now halfway through our journey together, and we've decided to take today and, on top of answering questions from you all, take some time to reminisce and think about our highlights from the show so far. This isn't our normal routine, so if you're new here, don't worry. We'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming next week. Enjoy. In today's episode of Manabonded, Zach wonders about how easy life must be for babies.
They don't even know that they're not good at deck building.
Josh looks in his back pocket to see how many jokes he's prepared for that day. Let me check mine real quick. Yep, 12 million different bits. Nate has questions about his new religion.
Is our religious symbol the religious symbol of lamp?
Hello everyone and welcome to Manabonded, the Magic the Gathering advice show celebrating 6 months today. I'm Josh, your host, and I'm joined by my two co-hosts, Nate and Zach. Say hey guys.
Hey guys.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So we're here, we're celebrating a little bit because as of today's episode release, we have now been doing this podcast for 6 months. Which I feel
Insert air horn here.
Yeah, celebratory noise. Maybe I'll put in like the Halo 2 confetti headshot noise.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
6 months.
It's weird
That's
because
crazy.
it feels both like a long time and a short time to be doing this, right? Like, am I alone in feeling that, or like, how do you guys feel about hitting that 6-month mark?
It makes it realize how fast the time has flown by.
Literally, though. I remember like listening back to the other episodes, and I'm like, man, we were doing this like during Thanksgiving and like Christmas time.
Yeah.
Episode 2, I went and checked the notes on that. Episode 2 is when Vivi was banned in Standard.
Yeah. It just feels like so long ago.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, it really doesn't feel that long either. Like
Yeah.
I still feel like we just started doing this. I feel like we've gotten a lot better than we were before.
Yes. I think that I would like to say that our audio has improved. At least my editing has gotten better. I know listening to episode 2, some of you, if you go back and listen to that, you'll hear my genuinely terrible attempt at doing some sort of radio announcer filter on top of it. It sounds miserable. And like maybe the trick is I needed to just pay for something, but yeah, it does not sound good. So I apologize. Maybe someday I'll go back and like redo that intro and re-upload it. But
you're living with that for the rest of your life.
Maybe. Yeah, there's already an apology edit on the YouTube upload of that one. So
that's hilarious.
That's going to be our next April Fools. You're going to do that. You're just going to start that.
I cannot do
whole
that
time.
again. No, we've already got
announcer voice.
Yeah, if we do another April Fool's episode, I've already got that one planned out, and we already have that that idea.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's wild. Anyway, before we get too far into it, we do have some interesting news I'd like to talk about. I wanted to talk about this because I saw this pop up today while I was looking at some online and trying to find some stuff for today. But it turns out that as of, I believe today, development team behind Magic the Gathering Arena are looking to unionize. So I'm getting a lot of this off of a Polygon article right now. You can go check it out. Maybe I'll leave the link in the description. But it's going to be, as far as they say, it's going to be like one of the first known labor organizing effort within Wizards of the Coast, the quote says. So what they've done is they've come together and they've signed in favor of forming a union. And it's going to be over 100 people on this team across a bunch of different roles. And they're requesting that Hasbro voluntarily recognize them. If Hasbro voluntarily recognizes them, then it will become formalized and they will be an official union. If they do not formally recognize them or like willingly recognize them, then they have already filed with this board, this national board, to say we will be a union whether or not you officially recognize it. But if you officially recognize it before the thing goes through, then it's done and we can save everybody some paperwork. Key points that they said that they wanted addressed as unionizing and things they wanted protection from. They want things like mandatory like overtime, crunch time in development. They want that eliminated. They want transparency with management. They want protections for layoffs over remote work. A lot of them stated that they were hired on as remote workers and now they are trying to be forced into a return to office. And there are people who literally cannot make that move without uprooting their entire family or risk losing their job. So that's part of what they're looking to protect from. Personal takes time. I think this is wonderful. I am all for people protecting themselves in whatever way they can against a company's natural trend to use any way to make more money that they can, you know?
To milk them for as much profits as possible.
Exactly.
Where was this source from again?
I am reading the article from Polygon.
Because I personally like to get my news from Squarespace, not Polygon, but you know, that's just me.
Squarespace is a totally different.
Sorry, it's just another shape.
Interesting news source there, Zach.
Okay, I have found.
Yeah.
I also found the official CWA or Communications Workers of America news article.
The only thing,
the
only thing I very much disagree with is they need to add another line that says less universes beyond and more in-universe magic, and then I think that would be great. Have that as a necessary contract piece,
right?
Or less sets per year. What else would be great?
Right. I feel like
sets better.
Adding some of that stuff, and maybe like having a set amount of crunch time would be better, because like just from working in corporate stuff for a little bit, there's going to be some crunch when you're getting ready to launch something, and completely eliminating it seems like that's going to be a hard sell for a company like that. But if you're like, oh, you know, we got 20 hours of crunch time in a month for each person, I feel like that's a lot more doable.
For sure. Because like there are moments where you just got to buckle down and get it done, like good going. Like time limits are a thing, especially with product that you have to print and ship and be ready at a certain moment. But making it more reasonable and doable is the key here.
That is the key.
And not making your employees hate themselves.
Also a great move.
Yep. Unions rock. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I think
everybody should advocate for unions.
We're all in favor of this, and there's always a bit of discussion. I think there's the side who says that unions kind of create unnecessary overhead on the employees, where like union dues may tend to get in the way. Union restrictions on the jobs they can take or the work they're allowed to do can come into play. But I think this situation, this union that they're forming specifically, is a good move, because it's not like this is some broader TCG online developer union, right, that they're trying to create across multiple sections. This is specifically the employees behind the Arena team, the team behind Arena saying, hey, we are beginning to be worried about our rights as workers being compromised and our lives being unnecessarily destroyed by corporate greed. So we are now taking action to prevent that from happening.
I like it. And whoever started this movement, 10 out of 10. I appreciate you, Wizard of the Coast employee. You know what? I think, Nate?
Yes, sir.
Let's unionize right now against Josh, our host of Manabonded.
We'll make a two-person union.
We're starting a union. Yep, we're starting a union.
Okay, what are your demands?
I want to interrupt you during your intro more.
I don't know if I can get behind this.
Nate's got my back. He's 100% with me. He thinks it's very important.
Nate, it sounds like you might need to vote in a new union rep, because it sounds like your current union rep does not have your best interests in mind.
Nope. Especially since right after I said, I don't think I can get behind this. He's like, you're 100% behind me.
I'm the voice for the unvoiceable. Or the
unvoiceable.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah. That's why I'm the union rep and you're not, you know?
I'm not the union rep because apparently this union is against me. I don't know, man. I thought I treated you guys pretty fairly.
Wait. No, the Sharkapella group's unionizing, actually. And they want new representation.
Oh, boy.
There we go.
All right. Well, as part of a bit of a celebration for this 6-month special, we wanted to do two things. We're going to have a two-parter episode here, and it's a bit unlike our normal one. So, if this is your first time listening to us...
Two-parters because humans have two parts of them. So, we got two butt cheeks, we got two parts.
I don't know if that's how it works. Anyway.
We got two sides, a left and a right.
Inside and outside. There you go. Okay, yeah. Anyway... So in our first main phase of our episode today, we're going to do some quick shot questions from listeners and people we've collected around the communities that we frequent. We've got questions from some of our personal friends, some LGS store employees, and once again, people from the Tyom Discord. Love you guys. So we're going to answer a couple of those questions. We've got those lined up for you. And then in the second main phase, we are going to kind of do a bit of an introspective together, and we're going to talk about what we've liked so far about what we've done, how we feel about it, and see where we are feeling like we might go in the future. So with that being said, let's kick things off. So the first question we've got here is from Soren's Insanity. He is a user with me over on the Utah cEDH Discord. Wonderful player, great guy, helped get us our own little content creator section within that Utah cEDH Discord. So he wants to know, how does somebody politic in the new, quote, Ristic Slop meta with Rog Ishai and Ristic Friends? So if you don't understand any of those terms, let me help you out. This is for cEDH.
Slop is something pigs eat. No.
Exactly. And it's also becoming an internet term for when things are overdone, overused, or put out quickly with no forethought. So what he's really asking is, in the cEDH meta we're in, a lot of decks are beginning to just create a Ristic study, make a lot of Ristic studies, and make it so that they have an overwhelming card advantage for any point in the game, and then win with that overwhelming advantage. The newest entry to this, we talked about it about a month ago, is Rog Ishai decks, where their goal is to play Rograk for early mana acceleration into a lot of Ristic studies and Ristic study clone effects, so that they can have a bunch of these Ristic effects to draw a bunch of cards, play a form of control, and then win the game through there. How do you guys feel about this sort of...
cards is good.
Right, drawing cards crazy good. How do you guys feel about this shift towards just... We thought we were in mid-range hell before. This is another level, I believe.
This is the mid-range prison realm.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like the easy answer is play some stacks pieces. Play some stacks pieces that affect how many cards a person can draw.
Yeah, that's
let's
that's
see some more Notion Thieves coming out.
Notion Thief, Narset Parter of Veils. I know Orcish Bowmasters is already a thing, but I think what we would like to see more of is effects that prevent the cards from being drawn, not just benefit from the cards being drawn, right?
Right. So like cards that like people just can't draw more.
I don't want to say like unban Hold Breacher, because I think Hold Breacher is a little too strong.
Nope, I'll say it.
Make something that's similar to Hold Breacher, but not quite as powerful. Or
Hold Breacher,
dude, I'll say it. Unban Hold Breacher.
I don't know.
Hold Breacher gives you mana, but it doesn't necessarily give you the cards to pop off with them. It's the same argument with Smothering Tithe. Smothering Tithe is insane when you have cards to play behind it. Ristic Study is just great because it draws you cards.
Yeah, and when people are pushing for a win attempt and people are trying to stop them, you're also getting card advantage because of that. So it's like it makes it harder for people to push for wins in that time because, I have 4 Ristic studies. You're going to have to pay 4 mana or I draw 4 cards that could possibly be a counterspell to stop you every single time you cast something.
So how do you guys approach politicking in this new format, in this new meta? What do you do to make... What?
Duct tape.
Oh.
Nobody talks. Don't politic.
Okay. Side note,
Gain of progress.
I played a game of Secret Hitler last night with some friends. If you've never played it before, it's a social deduction game, a bit like Mafia or Werewolf. We were playing it last night with some friends, and we said, hey, we gotta go soon, but they wanted to play one more, so we played Secret Hitler, where no decision can take more than 10 seconds. So you have to just, pick president, pick chancellor, pick tiles, place tiles, next, go, go, go. It was so fast. Nobody got any time to talk. So maybe do that. Just enforce fast play. Just like, hey, active player, please make a game action. Active player, please make a game action.
Yeah,
true. I wonder if, and this is like the time old question of like, do we just ban Ristic Study?
And see,
like, is that just the only option at this point? But like, I think Ristic Study is the way to prevent turbo decks from just taking over.
My personal knowledge, and I don't follow it probably as good as you two do, but from what I understand, this is only like a North America issue, really, right? Like Europe and Asia don't have the same issue with study.
Yeah, it's weird. The cEDH metas are actually pretty divisive across continents, which is pretty cool to think about. But yeah, North American cEDH right now is really struggling with the Ristic slop meta.
And don't those other places do a different system for scoring?
Maybe. I'm not up to date on what scoring systems
I know Japan does.
Japan has a unique scoring situation that people are trying out here.
Right. I think Japan is like you win or you don't get anything kind of thing.
Like they don't have
the draws don't matter. It's points based typically.
I feel like if we move more to that, where it's like, hey, I'm trying to win, you move like move a little bit more away from that turbo thing, and you're also like, hey guys, we're coming down the game with Ristic Studies. There's going to be more draws. There's more no points, because in the U.S. system, if it's a draw is 1 point, right?
Yeah,
you're gonna go for that. Yeah,
and then a win is what, 4?
5.
5? Okay, yeah. So it's like, if I can't win, why wouldn't I go for a draw? And then Ristic Study, having 15 Ristic Studies helps me either win or get to a draw because I can stop other people from winning.
Right. I do think it's a bit pushed because of the scoring system. I think that could be something people start to look at, see if that changes it. I think my method of politicking here is a little bit of, if you can't beat them, join them, where I would say that we should start putting in more generic clones, like Clever Impersonator, Mirror Form, Copy Enchantment, Steal Enchantment even, and have ways to get your own Ristic Study on the board, and from there, the two of you can almost work together. You can also find ways to benefit when they draw cards from effects like Orcish Bowmaster's Consecrated Sphinx, Smothering Tithe, cards like that, where if they're going to continually take cards and take resources for that, you are going to make them pay for it by also gaining resources. Now, cards are probably the best resource to be gaining, but that doesn't mean that by increasing your own value as they do as well, it just means you're not going to be as far behind as maybe the rest of the table would be, you know?
For sure. I think politicking, like, the way to beat a Ristic Study is another Ristic Study.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Like, unfortunately, it's just the way it is. Yeah. Like, the way that you beat the player with the Ristic Study is you hope another player has a Ristic Study to equalize both players to the best of their ability. And I think politicking that, and like, if you're trying to get a Ristic Study, being like, hey, this guy has a Ristic. The only way we're going to beat that is with my Ristic that I can possibly draw to prevent him from doing it. Yeah. And that's like a unfortunate evil as well, because now that person's just trying to do the same thing that the person with the Ristic Study was trying to do, which is win off the top of someone else who's trying to win at that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I'm the one coming at it from a different angle for the most part, because sure, I can play Ristic Study too and we can race for it, but I'm also like, do we just need to run more interaction things like Pyroblast and
Nature's
couple other
Claim,
things?
yeah. I think there's a bit of a mentality right now, and I won't say it's completely pushed because of play to win, but I know they've mentioned it a few times, where the mentality right now is, why would I stop you from winning when I could just win first or win over top? So cutting back on that interaction, cutting back on those pieces that can prevent other people from winning, like stacks, and instead pushing faster, right? Cut the counter spells from Rogsai in favor of additional tutors. Cut the interaction from Kinnan in favor of big pieces like Consecrated Sphinx or Copy and Steal Enchantments. Those sort of moves is kind of the mentality right now, and it's tricky to get away from that because you don't want to feel left behind. But yeah, politicking right now is tricky.
It's just the inherent issue of 4-player game.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't want to be the one to have to get rid of someone else's wrist stick, because then I'm putting myself behind and that person behind. And so now the other two players are just infinitely ahead of us.
Yeah.
So like, why do I want to be the one to get rid of that wrist stick when I could just be like, I can just copy it and have my own wrist stick and be on the same field? Like, I don't know. I think it's a problem that Wizards will have to solve with card design in the future, of making cards that are not as pushed as like a Hole Breacher, but do pretty similar things, where like a Narset kind of thing, of where other players can't draw more than one card, or they get like detrimented by drawing more cards, something along those lines.
Yeah.
I think that's how we have to go forward. And with politicking, you just gotta get good at talking, because it's tough.
My other thing is, this also leads me to the thing that people have talked about since the bracket system really got introduced, and just making cEDH its own format. It's almost identical, but you could have you don't even have to make like, this is the cEDH format. You can make a ban list that is, this is banned in cEDH.
Yeah, I push back against that idea a little bit, but I think that's definitely a discussion we could have at some point, is what are the benefits to just splitting this off and making it its own format?
Right. My big thing is, Ristic Study is not as big of a problem in lower brackets, because people aren't casting 15 billion spells most of the time.
Nope.
And it's been a chase card in like 4 sets now, and they've done it as a secret layer before. Like they pushed the card, and they've already seen what happens when they ban cards that they pushed. People get real pissed about it.
Yep.
So this feels like a way to appease both ends of the spectrum, because a lot of cEDH players are like, let's just get rid of Ristic Study, and then a lot of casual people are like, I want to play with my cool Ristic Study that I opened.
That's true.
All right. Well, let's move on to our next. Let's move on to our next question here. This one.
These are supposed to be fast.
Yeah, I know. Nate, you want to talk about this next one here?
Is that the one from Izzy?
Yeah.
Shout out Izzy.
Hi, Izzy.
So, Izzy is the person who runs Magic the Gathering at Pro Soul Games, and she asked to have a deep dive on the new Ral Planeswalker card, and then has the "Have you seen it?" with double exclamation marks and question marks.
Yes. Very excited.
It is.
You do not have to pull my arm or do anything for me to deep dive Ral Zarek. Let me tell you, he is second place to Oko by a sliver. I will deep dive that man in any way possible.
Whoa.
Didn't you also used to have a Ral Zarek like deck kind of thing in the past?
A sort of a blue-red 60 card list.
Yep. That was more so a teamer, every single Planeswalker I could possibly play in any possible way. 60 card deck.
Yeah.
Dude, I love Ral. I love that he's gay representation. I love Savor the Moment, the secret lair of him getting married to Tomik is one of my favorite cards and favorite arts of Magic of all time. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I think Ral Zarek as a character is very flawed, which is good because I love flawed characters. That's how you make good characters. And I think he's just trying to do what he wants to do. And when he turned into an otter, it was my favorite thing in the world. So,
yes.
Yeah.
So this new Ral Zarek card is really interesting because Ral Zarek traditionally, always really, has never had anything else, is a blue-red Planeswalker. And this new Ral Zarek card that we got in Secrets of Strixhaven is mono-black, which is very against his traditional sort of character design.
It's almost like reality might have been shifted.
Exactly.
Or fractured.
The prevailing theory about this card, so if you read his effects, they're all very black effects. And except for his last ability, which is just something we haven't really seen before, but it's a callback to his first Planeswalker card. The last ability is for 7 loyalty, you flip 5 coins, and target opponent skips the next X turns, where X is the number of coins that came up heads. So it's effectively the same.
I almost had that happen to me in pre-release.
Oh, that would have been brutal.
He almost ulted the Ral on me.
It
was literally like 1 turn away.
But yeah, so it's a very interesting card, and the story implications behind this are pretty big, because not only is this a shifted version of Ral Zarek, but it's got a watermark, which people have pointed out looks exactly like one of the medallions that Jace usually wears on his clothes. And so the prevailing theory, and I don't think it's wrong, I think it's just unconfirmed in story, is that this Ral Zarek comes from an alternate reality that Jace accidentally created, and has now merged with ours. So it's very interesting to see, and I am excited to see alternate versions of characters and see how they change. I'm excited because it looks like the whole set is going to turn into a fixed version of Planar Chaos, which will be awesome.
100%. And we also have confirmed White Liliana
Yes.
in the storyline. Not a card, but confirmed in the storyline that she is an alternate universe Liliana as well.
Yeah,
so it's just it's exciting to kind of see different takes on characters that we know and love, and how they would be different colors, and how that would change their personality of who they are, while staying true to like the character that we know. Like, it's still Ral Zarek, it's just a different Ral Zarek, and like how and why and where does this different Ral Zarek come from, and what does he want?
Yeah.
I think it's the branching realities theory, where at some point in Ral's past, he made a choice that made him Izzet, but in this one, he made a choice that probably sent him to the Orzhov or something along those lines.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like I've seen theories of like the Liliana, the White Liliana, is like where she saves her brother instead of not being able to save her, and like now she's a genuine healer instead of a necromancer. And like I wonder what Ral's theory could be.
What was his tipping point?
Yeah.
Also,
or like a Johnny, maybe his brother doesn't die. Like maybe he's able to save his brother or something like that.
Yeah.
Magic lore's fun. It
is really cool
when it's good. And then when it's bad, it's just very sad.
Yeah. Our next quick question here comes from the TIAM Discord from username Drucifer, who asks me to spread the gospel of Mothra. They ask, is there a single white deck that isn't improved by Luminous Broodmoth? So, Luminous Broodmoth.
First of all, everyone bow your heads and prepare for the sermon of Mothra, our Lord and Savior Mothra, who brings life to us, reborn in the cocoons and silk of our flying moth goddess, protector of our lands and worlds.
Didn't know he had it in you, Zach.
Also, on top of that, Mothra is just like a goated character in the Godzillaverse.
True.
Oh, literally, Mothra is like top 2 easily. Like him, her and Godzilla, top 2.
Yeah, Mothra is like Godzilla's unofficial girlfriend.
She's a homie.
She is so great.
The card in question, Luminous Broodmoth, is 2
Mothra.
2 and 2 white for a creature insect with flying, a 3/4. Whenever a creature you control without flying dies, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control with a flying counter on it. So it is pseudo board wipe protection, and also a really great tool for aristocrats to get extra death triggers. The reason we keep calling it Mothra is because in this set it was printed in originally, which was Ikoria. Ikoria had Godzilla crossover cards, and Luminous Broodmoth got reskinned as Mothra Supersonic Queen. I actually still have this card. This was my buy a box promo when I got my Ikoria stuff. He asks, is there any white deck that isn't improved by a Luminous Broodmoth?
A couple copies of Mothra because I really like her.
Yeah, Mothra's sweet. Can you guys think of anywhere where you shouldn't put Mothra?
You should always have Mothra. That's the whole point of this religion. The gospel of Mothra hits everyone. It enters your heart.
And even when it leaves your heart, it comes back a fluttering.
Yeah, it literally comes back a fluttering with a flying counter.
I think, if I can be a little controversial for you, Drucifer, the white deck.
All right, mute this guy. Get him out of here.
The white deck that isn't improved is probably TIAM. And I know that's where like this is coming from in this take. So hear me out. And you can run Luminous Broodmoth and it does good work in TIAM. And I think it's perfectly an acceptable play to make. With TIAM, there's a lot of different cards that people will play and different avenues they'll take. Right now, it's really popular to run Necrotic Ooze and to run Necrotic Ooze lines to win the game. And Mothra and Luminous Broodmoth is one of those avenues I've seen people take where they will run like Birthing Pod or other effects, and they'll put Luminous Broodmoth into play. And those flying counters are exactly that. They're counters that can be removed during certain loops to add to your counter count, basically, to increase the number of counters you're putting across your creatures. So Luminous Broodmoth is a good card in Tie-Am, don't get me wrong. I cut it from my list probably like a year ago, just because I started pushing for a style of list where I really want to be activating Tie-Am on turn 3. I am trying to really...
4 mana.
I really, really want to push for a turn 1 heavy mana development, turn 2 Tie-Am, turn 3 activate. And like Zach said, it's 4 mana.
You can't tie him it back. Yeah,
you can't tie him it back. And that was a big point for me when I cut it, is I just was not a fan of the fact that I couldn't bring it back with Tie-Am when I wanted to.
Jucifer, don't listen to this guy. Don't listen to this Ghidorah enjoyer, okay? The Gospel of Mothra goes in every white deck. You never have a deck you can't put Luminous.
You cannot deny the
aura
of Ghidorah.
Run Mothra.
Ghidorah's aura is unmatched, okay?
Don't listen to these Ghidorah enjoyers, okay?
Nah.
Mothra is the way to go. Mothra is the way to go. The
I
Gospel
like
of Mothra
dragons,
is here for everyone.
Okay? Now,
well, what about
Ghidorah is cool.
I mean,
it doesn't
all
have
giant monsters are cool.
As Godzilla.
Yeah.
And Godzilla is super homies with Mothra, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, so Mothra wins. Okay,
Yeah.
The Gospel of Mothra.
I'm not saying Mothra
forward.
doesn't win there. I'm just saying I also like the vibes that Ghidorah puts out. No, I really agree. I don't think there is a white deck that wouldn't be improved in some way by running a Luminous Broodmoth, because the decks where it's best are going to be Aristocrats decks, because you're getting an extra death trigger off of it. The next best reason to run Luminous Broodmoth is board wipe protection, which everybody wants.
I was going to say, also on top of that, you've got the whole thing where you can send guys into the red just easier. You can send them into combat and be like, if they die, they're coming back with flying.
Yeah, you can block them now, you won't block them later.
The Gospel of Mothra accepts all.
Exactly. The Gospel of Mothra lifts us all.
Lifts us all. Jucifer, send me like a message and I'll send you on a mission for the Gospel of Mothra. So,
jeez. Okay.
I got you.
Is our religious symbol the a lamp?
Yes.
Oh, man, yeah.
Yes.
I wish the Mothman had whitened its identity.
Right.
That'd be cool.
A great.
I would allow you to rule 0 a partner commander of Luminous Broodmoth and the Mothman. I'd let you do it.
With Mothman.
Just my moth babies, you know?
You just played in the Pride version of Commander.
Oh, yeah, the Pride event. There you go.
Yeah.
They just love each other, you know?
Yeah. Anyway, next question comes from a personal friend of mine from long ago. I want to give you guys a little bit of story of how I know this one. This amazing, wonderful person. When I started playing Magic, I played at the original Phoenix Fire Games location, or one of the original Phoenix Fire Games locations in downtown Nampa, Idaho. And I went there with like Zach and our friend Michael, and we all went to play pre-releases at the store. And while we were there one pre-release, I ran into a couple of guys, and we got to chatting, and we were like, man, you guys are pretty cool. And every pre-release we went to after that, we ran into them again. And then years pass, and like many friends do, you kind of just drift apart and you lose contact with one another. Well, randomly in like around the end of 2019, early 2020-ish, I was walking around Meridian and I ran into this friend again. And he was like, oh man, I so good to see you again. Do you still play Magic? We should totally go play Magic sometime. He invited me into a Discord server where he and his buddies were playing Destiny 2, which I was really into at the time. And so like we really just sort of all of our old friendship just came rushing right back. This guy is so cool. One of my favorite people. His username is Rite of Spring, which is actually named after the classical music piece. I just call him Aaron. Anyway, Aaron wants to know, I just
call him Aaron.
What is your most sentimental card you have in your prized commander deck, and the story behind it? I have a very easy answer for this now, so I want you guys to start.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, yours is super easy at this point. All right, I got to think about it for a second.
Yeah, this is a little tough.
Through the magic of editing, this will take no time at all.
For real. I mean, it comes down to the big three for me. I just got to figure out which one.
What are your big three?
Alicia, Hazazon, and Bumbleflower.
Ooh, fair.
Well, my big three is Slifer the Sky Dragon, Obelisk the Tormentor, and Swing Dragon of Ra.
Sweet! Yeah, I think your big three are mine.
My big three are Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle.
Nice.
My big three is Hacky Sacky, Yo-Yo, and the little ball that looks like it's floating.
Fukushiki ball.
Yeah, the Fukushiki ball. What did you just call me?
You ever get surprised at the things your brain remembers, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I forgot that was back there."
Yeah, memories.
Like the other week when you mentioned
blow the dust
Puffles
off the corner.
Yeah, Puffles.
Yeah.
Not even Puffles. We're talking about Captain Crunch guy.
Oh yeah. All right, so
man, I don't know these cards. Like, what card stands out to me?
Yeah.
Oh, I figured it out. I can go.
All right, what do you got?
Partially
Zach?
because it's probably not going to.
Don't say me. I'm not going.
Sorry, Nate. Whoops.
Make my theme a little bit more true to the idea for it. So, Alicia is one of my big three commander decks. It's one of the three decks that I don't think I'll ever take apart. And in this deck, I have one of the old school, back when Wizards had a bigger presence at San Diego Comic-Con. I lucked into a full set of the Magic Origins flip walkers that somebody was selling in the Boise Magic Players thing.
I think it's the straight black ones.
Are those the baby walkers? Oh no,
yeah,
no.
The baby walkers, and then they are the
oil slick versions.
Yeah, they are the straight black, the ones that they were only doing at San Diego Comic-Con, and the closest we've got since then is the oil slick. And
those are sick. Those are very cool.
Yeah, I have a Liliana in here, and I actually had just straight up bought the Liliana before I got the whole set, so I actually have two of them. And Liliana is top 5 planeswalkers for me. Might be a little bit lower if they stopped killing my favorites, but
stop enjoying
the Gospel of Mothra will bring them
funnily enough, it is a card that, because of its nature, it feels very cheatery, because the only time you can really read it is when you're reading it like head on. If it's sitting on the table, you can't really read it.
Oh, they're so terrible to try to read.
Whenever I get her flipped into the other one, I've got the end of turn Dark Realms ability off a ton of times, just because people are like, oh yeah, that's Liliana there. Right. I forgot because I can't read it. Right. So it feels very cheatery, but it also is like a fun card. The Liliana is one of my prize cards because it's just got a lot of fun memories with how it works in the deck, and then also the sentimental behind it.
Card.
Yeah,
got this random promo that not a lot of people even remember exist anymore.
Right. Yeah, no, that's a really sweet card. Zach, have you had enough time to figure out yours?
I don't think I have any cards in my deck because I'm always giving cards away to people.
Yeah.
So like the biggest thing I think is like the Ristic Study that I signed. I think is probably my favorite card that has like a story behind it.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know, it was off the whim and had a chance to do it, and somebody wanted me to draw on their Ristic Study, so I did. Yeah. And so that's probably my favorite card with a story right now.
I mean, to that note, I am going to take the easy but also best answer I have now. Is last week at the pre-release, or 2 weeks ago, close to 2 weeks ago now, at the pre-release, I had Nate and Zach sign my copy of Gaia's Cradle. And so the 3 of our signatures are on it now as a memory of this podcast and just how much fun it's been. So that is probably now my most sentimental card. I mean, I have a couple that I just am really close to now and I really love, like the artist proof Rune of the Hidden Realm that Tristan got me is still incredible. But yeah, like that Gaia's Cradle now is, if, worst case scenario, I sell out of Magic because of some grave financial crisis or just running out of people to play with somehow. I don't know how that would happen. But if I sell out of Magic, that card will never leave my possession if I can help it.
It would get
framed.
Yeah, no, I would just I would spray it in a resin coat and just make it into this rock hard credit card sized piece and just keep it in my wallet forever.
With me.
You talking about it made me want to change my answer. my actual favorite sentimental card that I don't have in any of these decks, but I do have and I love so much is my Teferi's Protection done by Steve Argyle for the Memorial Secret Lair for Sheldon Menery. And
that's a good one.
Yeah, I bumped into him at
Dragonsteel, right?
Nexus.
Yeah.
And he had his things on him, and I'm like, hey, can you do a sketch for me? And he's like, sure. I got a little bit of time. Do we want, like, as long as it's not nothing crazy, because I got to be out of here at like 5 today. This is the last day. And I was like, a simple sketch is fine, but can you make it this little, blank on his name, this little wizard guy that is for Melvin, I think is his name, or Marvin? One of those two.
Marvin.
It's this little wizard guy he made for the book and the art that he did for the Wizard's Handbook to Medieval England. And it's just this little cute little guy. And I'm like, can you put him on the back on there? And so it's a cool thing where Steve Argyle's done so much art for Brandon Sanderson where I'm able to combine those two loves in one card.
Yeah.
And I just love it so much.
So cool.
That is really cool.
That is so cool.
Good answers. Good answers.
Yeah.
All right. Last of our rapid fire.
Good answer.
Last of our rapid fire questions here comes to us from Garrett. He wants to know if we could build a cEDH deck right now other than the one we have, what one would you build, or what's like your second place deck? Zach?
Garrett, it's not an if. I can build any cEDH deck I want because I'll proxy it. That's what cEDH is.
It's not about like putting it together, but what deck do you want to build and have like as a second, or what is your like go-to second cEDH deck, or is there one you've been eyeing to make next and try out and play?
Rogishai is like calling me like the Green Goblin.
Really?
Mask, let me tell you. Yeah, I like drawing cards.
Okay.
I just think Kinnan does it better, but it's like very similar gameplay idea.
Yeah, so it's a bit different. It's a very different Kinnan than Kinnan's gameplay, I think.
Yeah. But it's like the same game plan of general idea of what you want to be doing. It's just a little bit slower while trying to be fast with Rog.
Yeah.
But I think it's a lot of fun. Also, Atali. Atali's just fun.
Yep.
Like, every time I watch someone play Atali, I'm like, man, this deck looks like a blast.
Yeah.
But I would never want to commit to it because it's too undeterministic. Like, I can't reliably
I told you the one time I've played Atali, right? I went to All About Games in Boise for one of their cEDH nights right before I moved. And for a quick for fun game in between rounds, a guy had an Atali list proxied up, and I'm like, hey, can I try it? I've always wanted to try Atali and see how it plays. He's like, yeah, sure. So we shuffled up, I play Atali. I got a turn 1 Atali that flipped into a food chain, and that was it. And it was just like, oh, okay, this is really cool.
Yeah.
Like, welcome to the Atali world.
Yeah. Nate, what do you think? What you've got? I think Najeela is your primary cEDH deck.
And Zelix.
Or Zelix, yeah.
Zelix is one that I'm working on brewing up because that one just seems like a lot of fun. That one's very meta dependent, so it's a little bit tricky. I have really thought about building Captain Sisay.
Oh yeah,
I like fun combo lines, and Sisay is just like, let me toolbox from the command zone.
Sisay does feel right up your alley.
Yeah, so that's one I thought about getting set up.
I know. Yeah, I think so. For my like currently built lists, I have Tyam up, and I still technically have Timna Thrasios built. Although I'm not as sold on that anymore. I think I'm going to be breaking that down, but I'm not sure what I want to proxy up or build next. Part of me wants to go back to Rogsai. I really loved the speed of it. I loved kind of the deep storm cuts that you had to go through to try to get things to work. But I've also been very interested in Glarb recently. I played a couple games with you guys over Tabletop Sim, and he looks pretty fun. He looks like a very interesting control deck with a very unique twist. So I do think Glarb looks really interesting, though realistically, if I wanted to put together another deck that would actually be, viable, like more viable than what I currently have, I'm just going to throw Rogsai back together because it's one of the top decks in the format right now. So
that's fair.
Yeah, great question, Garrett.
Very much so a counterbalance connoisseur as well, and Glarb is fantastic with
counterbalance. I love counterbalance as a card. It is so fun.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun to play.
Part of the reason I think I want to build it is because I want the excuse to purchase the invocation counterbalance or get like a really
True.
fancy Glarb. And how much is the super fancy Glarb?
Not much. I don't think he's that expensive.
Where's the super fancy? Okay, so the fanciest version of
got an
Glarb is
anime art.
$20. Yeah, he didn't get one of the cool anime ones. So the best one you can get of him is $20. Anyway, I would love to get that, and then also get the super fancy invocation art of Counterbalance together, because I just think it's, again, those invocation arts to me are aging like fine wine, and I just love them more and more every time I look at them. Great question, Garrett.
Another deck that I would want to build is Rona, Herald of Invasion. There was a local guy here in Boise.
Yeah, I think I played against him.
cEDH deck, and that deck was so cool to watch. It's like a blue-black. It's the flip Rona.
Yeah.
And it's just, it had so many cool lines in it, and I loved watching it happen. I like watching it play. He switched to Ral now, but I really enjoyed the Rona deck that he had, and it was a lot of fun.
Hi, I'm Jace Balerin, owner and founder of Jace's Memory Clinic. Here at my Memory Clinic, we work with patients to give them the time, effort, and care they need. From little things like erasing that time when you and a friend were brought home by the police because you decided to ride bikes from one city to another without telling any adults, leading to everyone thinking you were missing. Or maybe it was that ugly goatee you grew in high school to help you get a girlfriend. Or maybe that other time in high school when you were too anxious to raise your hand to use the bathroom in the last period of the day and ended up wetting your pants, using your backpack to clean it up, and then blaming the pee-smelling backpack on your cat. We also handle more major operations, like wiping your memory to start a new life with a clean slate. Whatever the need, we will work with you to help ease those burdens. Some of our happy clients include celebrities like Alhamarit, Loot, and even Tezzeret. We now accept most insurances. Call today to schedule your free, no-cost consultation.
All right, we're going to move on now to the second main phase here, and we're going to talk about some introspective questions about the podcast and our experience with it and how we feel about it so far. If you can't tell already, maybe the timestamp tipped you off, but I think this is going to be a bit of a longer episode. So I've got a couple of quick questions here. I'm going to shoot to you guys. Let's try to quickly answer them.
Can I go first?
The last question I want to spend a little bit more time on. But yeah, let's start right at the top, Zach. For everybody.
No, can I go first? I have a question.
What's your question, Zach?
For the introspective questions, I really think I'm getting pushed towards this Mothra religion. I think I'm looking inside, and I think I might want to join. Mm-hmm. So
okay,
I just wanted to throw that.
I'll contact Drucifer and let him know they have a convert.
Thanks.
Anyway, so for the introspective questions I wanted to go through today, really quickly, guys, what has so far been your favorite episode that we made? Like, what did you have the most fun recording and talking about?
That's a good one. I'm very partial to the Sharkapella group.
Yes.
Because it was a kind of a tangent that came out of nowhere. And, I just keep referencing it every single time. And I'm like, Sharkapella. I don't know. Just the idea of a shark group doing a cappella, 10 out of 10 in my mind.
Yeah, that is very
definitely a
interesting.
Highlight.
Nate, do you have a favorite episode that you just enjoyed creating?
I think partially due to the pregame stuff, and that was our April Fool's episode. Just the sheer chaos we had for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Part of it was so much fun. Yeah, it felt like, a little bit of wrangling toddlers a little bit. You're like, all right.
It really was.
Come on.
It was so fun, though.
My Mox Amber did a kickflip in that. That was pretty sick.
That was sick. I think I would be remiss if we didn't mention episode 15. The Worst Person You Know Lives in Vermont, featuring Tristan. That was a blast. As some of you may have heard, Tristan has been the one recording our ad spots for us recently. He is doing a fantastic job with those. And having him on the podcast and just chatting with him, again, he's just an old friend. So it was just so fun to hang out with him and just chat with him. If I couldn't pick that one, because it is just the clear, correct answer, episode 21, where we talked about the Redemption TCG, is one of my favorite tangents we've ever gone on. Genuinely. It was so fun to just dive into the randomness that is this trading card game and find out that there's a community behind it that's actually not too far from where we actually live. So it's very interesting. What is the favorite question that you've gotten? What's a question that you loved that really made you think and you loved to have the chance to share about it?
I'd like to bring up all of my Zach questions that I come up with and randomly throw at you guys. I love those.
The one that I just popped to my mind when we talked about favorite questions is like, what type of cookies would planeswalkers make?
Yep,
yes,
that was a good one.
That was a fun little quick one.
The holiday episodes.
Yes,
pretty hilarious.
Chandra building burnt cookies. Yeah. So
yeah.
Yep.
I always love the questions about Tayam. Of course, super biased, but I do love answering questions about Tayam because just like the Gospel of Mothra, more people need to know about Tayam and more people need to know that this is an option you can do in cEDH and that it's not all Thoracle and Underworld Breach. There is more to cEDH than just that, and I love answering people's questions about Tayam.
I just love getting questions. I think they're fun to just answer, you know?
Yeah. Other questions, like I really liked early on when we got a bunch of questions from friends about like collections and stuff from Tristan and some like, hey, here's the anti-ward from Thomas.
Yes, that was good. An all-timer.
I really liked the particularly, how do you tell somebody their deck building skill sucks?
Oh, that was a good one.
that one was a fun question because it's like, this person's like, yeah, I've got strong decks, but they're not strong actually.
It's one of those things where it's like trying to tell someone they stink. It's like, how do you go about that without being mean or like disrespectful?
Yeah,
you know? Like,
oh, I mean,
they don't even know that they're not good at deck building. Like how do I help them get there?
in the more like hygiene era of that, if I'm smelly, tell me. I want to know.
God, literally though, yeah.
I want to do something about it. Speaking of, there's a great hack that I've had to use a few times. Hand sanitizer. If you got stinky pits, throw some hand sanitizer up in there. And as long as you don't have like cuts or abrasions, it's fine. But it will just kill all the germs.
And if you're not sure if you have cuts or abrasions, you'll know very quickly.
Yeah.
It will be an aftershave feel. You'll get an aftershave vibe from under those pits.
As a guy who's I've gotten back into razoring my head instead of using an electric shaver. And I did that for the first time recently and then was like, all right, time for the aftershave. Oh my gosh, it burns. But it's also very satisfying to just like feel that burning, cooling effect on my head. It's awesome. Anyway.
Makes you feel alive.
Right. What do you think is the funniest joke you've ever heard from your co-hosts? I think obviously I am a fan of like all of Zach's bits and the like all the jokes he does. Sharkapella being his bit, that was fantastic. I also, Nate, I'm pretty sure you were the one that started the bit that we keep Zach in a dungeon, underneath somebody's basement. I think that was one of your bits, Nate, and that is one of my favorite things that we've got running.
It's that's a pretty fun bit that we refer to every few episodes. I personally really like the fun intro jokes. Those aren't necessarily part of the recording.
Those are so good.
The out of context
those are a lot of
bits.
Fun.
Yes.
I love those from you. Yeah, I have trouble listening to my own voice, so I haven't actually listened to a lot of our episodes after we recorded them. But I have gone through and been like, all right, I'm listening to these because they're bangers.
Yes.
They're so good.
That was something I had to get over very quickly, is listening to my own voice. I just pretend it's somebody else and not me.
Yeah. As also trying to make more short form content, I just got to buckle down and get those now really late pre-release videos out on our TikTok. Now it's in the link tree.
True.
Shout out link tree. There's no videos on it yet, but it's there. Yeah, I'll have to get used to my own voice, and then I can get us some more listens on our thing as I go through and re-listen to everything. But I also highlight for sure is the Sharkapella, partially because Shadow Eclopex, the guy who did our art, we were talking about stuff, and he actually went through, and I guess that one caught his eye, and he went ahead and did us fun fan art for it. You can see it in our Instagram. It's the picture for that episode, and I just love that art.
Yeah, our first ever fan art is the three of us in our Sharkapella outfit. It's wonderful.
So good. I also
I
I just love the advertisements that Tristan's
Oh my
True.
god, Tristan is killing it, dude.
Such bangers.
I absolutely love those so much, and I want to do more of those. They're just so good.
I'm going to admit,
Yeah.
I was very hesitant when he first pitched the idea to us because Tristan has been involved on a lot of the back end of this podcast for like the last 4 months, helping us get questions, ideas, stuff like that. And when he first suggested the idea of these fake ads, I initially kind of pushed against it. I was like, I don't know if that's going to work out. I don't know how we'll feel about that. But as I've come to do them more, I love them. I truly think like
they're just so good.
The Goblin Love ad, the save the Goblin ad really tipped it for me. It really tipped it for me where that I found that perfect music to go behind it, and it was just so good. If you
just all
haven't
came
listened
together
to that,
so perfectly.
I do believe that comes from episode 23 is where that specific ad is. So listen to that one. It's fantastic. So yes, great jokes from
Also,
Tristan.
hopefully soon ads will be part of our short form content where we'll be putting those out. And then hopefully I'll be able to do some editing where I can get pictures. No animation, just
like slideshows,
pictures that go along with it. Very simple stuff, but adding a little bit more than just the audio track behind one image.
Yeah.
The Strixhaven sports ball one.
That was fun.
Also very good. It like perfectly encapsulated the whole sports advertisement thing.
Yeah.
Like so perfectly.
Yeah. Tristan is really good at coming up with that kind of stuff.
The audio quality on that suffered, and that is my fault. It was great when Tristan gave it to me. That backing track was just tricky to work with. But fantastic work, again, by Tristan. So now I want to go kind of move away from just like highlights for us, but I want to ask you guys, do you think that creating this podcast together has changed how you play or view Magic?
I think for me at least, it's definitely shown how much less other formats I play than just Commander.
Yes.
I'm like, all we really do talk about, like it'd be fun to do have a guest that like specializes in like Pauper or some other format,
like a standard grinder.
Yeah, and then talk about more so just not as much Commander, but like Commander's the biggest part of Magic at the moment.
We can cut this out, but if we want to get somebody on who does a lot of look into Pauper, we could always get our buddy Dylan on.
Dylan, I don't know if Dylan would want to, but I love Dylan.
Dylan is one of our regular listeners, and
does he listen? Oh,
yeah.
Is it the Dylan I'm thinking of?
Listens.
Yeah, it's Dylan. Dylan.
Tuba Dylan?
Tuba Dylan.
Whoa, I didn't realize he listened to us. That's so cool.
So
yeah, he goes to Pro Souls every so often.
Yeah, he goes almost every Friday to play Pauper. Particularly
he's
play
huge
Pauper.
into Pauper right now. Him and Tommy both got into Pauper quite a bit.
Does Tommy show up too?
No.
Okay, I was like, I haven't seen.
He lives in Pokey, but whenever he visits.
Tommy doesn't.
Okay.
I think he just plays with them outside.
Gotcha.
The shop.
Yeah, just like realistically that.
Okay.
Like, not really playing as much other.
Nate, so how do you feel? Has this podcast changed how you play or feel about Magic?
It's made me think a little bit more about how other people enjoy the game and how other people play it. Being a judge, I mean, with you over at at Phoenix Fire.
I'd do it at Pro Souls. They asked
a little
if I
bit
was
more
in town.
heads. Yeah, well, I mean, I've helped judge there a bunch of times.
Yeah,
mostly when Izzy's not there, or when Izzy's like, I don't know, and I don't want to look it up. Also, Quandric or Witherbloom for the pre-release, they sucked. They have so many intervening ifs in their abilities. It's bananas.
Yeah.
But not to get too far off topic, I do feel like it has changed it somewhat. As a person who is super focused on Magic, like Magic is a massive, ginormous chunk of my life. I feel like I already think about it a lot more than your average Magic player, and I feel like it's mostly helped my perspective from other people's point of view, reading other people's questions and their opinions.
Yeah,
realizing like how much a newer player sees Magic versus an established player like myself.
Yeah,
like that's been really cool to see. Of like, man, yeah, I didn't really. Like something that seems pretty obvious to me because I've played for so long is not obvious to most people.
Right.
I think something that's open, that is something that the podcast has opened my eyes to, is the creator sphere of it and what they do and the work that they go through to put out content. right? Because as the one who's in charge of editing this podcast, it has been a bit of a journey for me, especially when we first started, to learn how to edit, right? To learn, how do I record? Okay, I can record my own computer's audio and my own microphone. How do I record what's coming in? And finding free ways to make that work. And I'm still very grateful to, and I hope I didn't like offend them at some point, but like, I am really super grateful. Yeah, I'm really super grateful to the Howling Salt Mine crew, especially I think it was Sam that I talked to on Instagram. I'm super grateful for the short conversation we had, where he opened up to me about sort of the tools that they use and their process that they go through. It was really sort of an eye-opening thing for me to realize that there are different ways to go about it, the pros and cons of different methods. And so it's something that I've always wanted to do, is push forward the quality of this podcast and make this as good as I can, which, side note, I am like this close, guys, to just buying you two like proper microphones to do this with instead of your headsets. Because I know the quality's okay, but like a proper microphone makes such a difference.
One thing that I also noticed is like video editing is insane. Like the fact that like having a full-time editor, I get it now.
Oh,
like,
video editing is a whole new
different
ballgame.
beast.
Yeah.
You people wonder, or like gameplay videos. Yeah, I can't.
That's why they hire editors. And like people have asked, like, how come we don't do like shorts content? How come we don't do YouTube content for so long? It was because I didn't want to touch video editing. It took me so long to feel comfortable doing audio editing. Like, I'm still learning shortcuts I can pull off with my keyboard to make it quicker. To do what we had took so long. And the reason we're on YouTube right now is because I found a way to do it automatically through RSS that doesn't require me to upload video. And I can just take the audio clip and it'll take our podcast art and put it up there. So that's the only reason we have YouTube, is because I don't have to do video editing. Maybe in the future, right? If we get more listeners and there's more demand for it, we can certainly look into ways to doing this over video. True. And we can kind of share our video. But for now, I'm comfortable as an audio only format and maybe some video shorts content, but we will see how that goes.
Yeah,
that's right.
As somebody who's done a tiny bit of editing for video shorts, mostly for Cosmere related things, Brandon Sanderson stuff, and working on doing hours for the pre-release. It is interesting doing the video editing because you got to do the audio and the video. For the most part, what we're working on, it's fine. I don't need to worry about audio. I just need to find the right cuts for the video that we form and then go through.
Yeah.
Our stuff's simple so far. I don't even want to think about gameplay.
Oh, dude. The Command Zone 10-player Commander game video they just did. Go watch that if you haven't, by the way. They made a 10-player Commander game interesting to watch and fun to like interact with. Like, they actually found a way to make it an interesting game. So it's incredible.
Right.
Building on that, so I want to ask you guys, if you could pick one thing that you would like to do more of moving forward with the podcast, what do you want to do in what media do you want to add to what we do here at Manabonded?
I could see doing like deck roasts. I think that would be fun.
Deck roasts? Okay.
I think the little gameplay things that we've done, like not gameplay, but like the little games that we've done, like the how much does this card cost? Yeah, like the 501 game was pretty fun.
That was.
Or like a Family Feud kind of style thing, or Jeopardy kind of thing.
I am very sad that if you haven't listened to it, let's see here, I believe it's episode 16 has our 501 game that we played, which is like it's in reference to a darts game where you try to reduce your score by exact amounts. It's in episode 16, which is our least listened to episode, which I think is an absolute shame. So
maybe we shouldn't do more of that content.
No, I really think it's because of the title I gave it really made it so people didn't want to look at it.
Yeah.
Because I titled it after a conversation we had in our end step where we talked about Minecraft and the current Minecraft phase we were in, and I talked about how Minecraft slavery isn't real slavery, and that's the title of the episode, and that did not go over well. So that's probably my bad, but no, it's a
maybe
it's
we just need to rebrand it.
Maybe. Nate, what's something you want to start doing more of?
Well, I do like a lot of what Zach was talking about, and I feel like that will be a lot easier to slide into our short form content and maybe as a part of the podcast. I do like how we kind of tried in this episode, but did not do very good, of having quick questions.
Yeah, we're not good at that.
So as we go and we get more people submitting questions, I do like the idea of like basically, as I've seen on short form content, question of the day, a short question that is really easy to answer quick, and just answer quick. 30 seconds or less, do it, move on.
Upload it. Yeah, that could be good. I think
I'm also like, even if it's part of the podcast, we have like, the combat step where we talk about short questions, where we go, here's 4 questions that are real quick ones, so we have 30 seconds to answer. Go.
Yeah, okay. I think I would like to do more deck techs. I've looked into getting a phone stand for my own personal phone, and kind of getting a area set up on my home playmat here where I can record quick play to win style deck techs, because I've listened to Play to Win for a long time. I love those two guys. They're so fun. Dylan and Cam, please either come over here or let me go over there, because Dylan especially, you need to learn about TIAM, because you were interested in TIAM, you almost built TIAM, and it just fell apart. Listen, as the TIAM guy, I can help. Let me on the show. I'll do it. I'll show up for 10 minutes, and then you can kick me off the podcast. But I can help. It'll be great. But no, I'd like to make more deck tech videos about not only like, my TIAM cEDH list, my Timna Thras list, my Rogsai list, but also just my casual lists, talking about my Ruhan of the Fomori list, my Joshua Graham Burned Man deck, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I want to do more deck techs and explaining the decks I have.
I agree. I would love more feedback on my Bumbleflower deck, because
that's true.
I can't decide the art for myself. It has to be decided by
somebody else. Has to say it's cute.
Currently, it was decided by people who don't play Magic. So
that's a good way to do
it. Mostly, it was my sister, where I'd show her art, and she'd be like, "Aw," but she got a little bit annoyed by that. So
yeah,
she's like, "All right, we're done with this."
So great, but,
yeah. Our last introspective question I want to get to today is just moving forward. How do you guys feel about the next 6 months of our podcast? We'll do another check-in here in 6 months at our 1 year mark, but I want to know how you guys feel about the state of what we're doing, and any like concerns or things you're excited about for the next 6 months of our podcast.
Yeah.
Actually, the question says, how do you feel moving forward into the next 6 months? Which typically my neurons sense movement in the air, and that's how I feel my movement.
If this is your first episode of Manabonded, Zach does this every time. This is normal.
It's true.
Par for the course.
You go on a random rant.
Typically, my brain senses my movement of things, so that's how I usually feel movement. But it might be different for you guys.
Anyway, in all seriousness, though, I want to hear, because this is as much for me as it is for our listeners. How do you guys feel moving forward? Is this something that you're excited to keep doing? Is this something that there's parts of it that you wish we streamlined a little bit, or parts you wish we dug into more?
I like it overall. I am excited to see things grow and see if we can start getting more people submitting questions instead of going on a hunt to find them. Always nice to get questions from people that we know or people that listen, because then we know we're catering to our audience.
I've been having a blast with it. Honestly, it's been fun to be able to just talk with my buddies and talk about Magic, and I hope that I'm funny. I hope people are enjoying
you're
it.
Hysterical,
that's kind of the goal. Yeah, I make myself laugh, but I don't know if I make other people laugh. But I've been having a lot of fun, and as long as people are enjoying it, then I'm happy to provide comedy gold.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I don't know how much time I'll have when I'm fully integrated into the Gospel of Mothra. I don't know what their religious rules are.
I'm sure Mothra is more than willing to let you pursue personal hobbies.
I'm sure Mothra will be nicer than us.
Yeah. If it was up to Mothra, you'd be out of the dungeon. But
that's true. That's true.
Yeah. I am excited for the future of this podcast, even if we didn't change much for the next 6 months, right? Even if we just kind of kept at our current pace, I'm enjoying what we're doing. I am. The biggest hassle of this whole endeavor is editing, and I'm getting better at it. I'm finding ways to make it easier on myself, working it more into my schedule so it's less of something that hangs over my head all week. But I love this, and it's a way where moving out of Idaho was a big deal for me and my wife because all of our friends lived in the Treasure Valley. All of them. We did not really have friends who lived outside of there, at least not mostly. So being able to have this podcast to still be able to connect with you guys and still have a way where I can talk about Magic and chat with people that I know about it has really been so helpful to me, especially. Genuinely, like from the bottom of my heart, I'm so happy that you guys wanted to do this with me and that you continue to do this with me every single week. Like, thank you so much.
Yeah,
happy to be here.
It is. It's been a blast, and it's a nice way to have something where you have, the three of us might be a small community, but it's still a community, and networking people is great.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's been like the hardest part is like advertising ourselves.
Advertising and marketing.
Like I feel like every time I like go to an event or something, I try to like talk to people about it and like bring it up and like be like, hey,
it feels a little awkward every
Magic,
time.
Like maybe you should check it out. Like, but like I feel like such a shill for lack of a better term.
Right?
Like, man, I don't know if you enjoy podcasts, you can check us out.
We just need playmats.
We're funny
with our logo on it.
We need playmats. We need tokens with our QR code on them. We need that is something we need to do better. Is we need to learn to market ourselves better and put ourselves out there more. But no, I think the general consensus is then, if I can speak for you guys, that we're gonna keep going for 6 more months, and we're feeling pretty good about the future past that.
We're already committed to a year, no matter what. So
that's true. We're committed to a year. So that's even if Zach shows up, says hey at the start, and doesn't talk the whole time because he's just sick of us, we'll still record it. So he'll still be here.
Yep, I'll be here. You'll hear my sniffles or coughs, and then my ranting about needing to pee before the end of the podcast. I'll be there.
We were locked in. We are locked in for 1 year. We're gonna be here.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think we're feeling pretty good about pushing past it. So
I agree.
But we'll let you know as we get closer. I think doing these 6-month check-ins is something fun, and maybe we'll keep this up.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Tristan Pearson, Principal Plane Director, and I'm here to talk to you today about our new DNR list and what it means for you as Magic players. Our new Do Not Return Magic Plane Scale. This is a tool we at R&D have been using for a while, and we are excited to share its inner workings. Much like the Storm Scale, it shows how likely we are to return to certain Magic planes. However, instead of it being a 1 to 10, like the Storm Scale, it's a 1 to 5, to be a subtle reminder of the Commander bracket system. A 1 is a plane that we will end up going back to time and time again, like Ravnica, Innistrad, or even New York City. A 3 is less likely, but still a possibility if we feel enough players want it. Something like Lorwyn or Kamigawa or Middle-earth. And a 5 is something we will probably never see again. Think Bloomborough or Ikoria or even Alara. Really any set that doesn't sell as well as a Universes Beyond set. Thank you for joining us in this exciting new change. I can't wait for everyone to give us feedback on the official Magic the Gathering Discord and subreddit. I'm Tristan Pearson saying, welcome to New York City.
Well, that's kind of what we had today as far as the main content of the episode goes. As always, though, we can't leave without talking about something else that isn't Magic related here in the end step. So I've got a couple topics I wanted to share. If you guys have anything, let me know. But I just kind of wanted...
Yeah, feel free.
I just kind of wanted to kick off with the first thing that I've seen recently. And that is, have you heard of the Framework laptop company?
Never heard
Sounds
of it in life.
Vaguely familiar.
Yep, I have heard of it because you just said it. So
okay.
Now I've heard of it.
So Framework is a company that manufactures laptops and is committed at the deepest level to repairability and right to repair functionality. Their laptops are modular, fully repairable, and fully user customizable. They have two main sizes, a 16 and a 13 inch. They might have more. This is just off the dome what I'm remembering. They've just come out with new 16 and 13 inch models that they finally have made touchscreen panels for their laptops, which was a big deal because they didn't just source these panels from a existing manufacturer. They actually built their own panels, which is a huge undertaking for a company like this. But every part of their laptop is individually repairable and modular and interchangeable. They have expansion slots on the sides of their laptops, which have little USB-C ports that can then plug into a module that can do whatever you want. So it's these open gaps. You slide in like an Ethernet port if you want to hardline your internet connection. They have extra storage ones. They have Thunderbolt docking spots. They come in different colors. They have like translucent purple ones if you really want to. They have ones that just are a spot where you can hold a spare USB dongle for like your mouse or something.
That's cool.
So cool.
And on top of this, the sizing of those ports and these modules is open source. So they publicly tell you what the exact dimensions are and the exact way to print your own. So if you have something you want to make, like a Raspberry Pi module that does something special, you can do that. Every part of their laptop is repairable, cool. From the screen to the chassis to the keyboard to the individual modules on the keyboard. You can customize it so you have a number pad or a bigger trackpad or a display. The trackpad and display pieces are all repairable. Every part of this laptop is built to be as consumer friendly as possible and as repairable as possible. If you bought
any logo themes?
Not yet, but if you bought one of their earliest laptops, their brand new laptop graphics cards units, they just made some new ones that you can slide into existing laptops, and it includes their oldest possible laptops. You can take if you bought an original framework laptop, you can take their brand new graphics card module, plug it into your existing laptop, and it works. No frills. It just works.
I love right to repair things.
I am a massive fan of right to repair.
Right to repair.
I have an iFixit sticker on my water bottle now because I got an iFixit kit for Christmas.
I absolutely 100%. Love that. I wish that we moved back towards old days stuff, like old washing machines, old
where they were built to be maintenance, built to last, and built to be fixed. Yeah.
Now it's like built to die, so you have to buy a new one.
Yeah.
They last 5 to 10 years, and then they're dead.
Yeah, at the worst, they're built to have a specific fail component that will force you to replace the entire thing, or they're just not built with repairability as a thought in the process at all. Right? They don't even think about, what if they need to fix this?
Or they purposely make software that makes it incomplete and no longer work.
Cough, Apple, cough, John Deere, cough.
Come on.
No, there's a ton of companies that do it.
Roomba.
That's coming back to the unions.
Yeah. on this line, if you ever need to fix like basically any electronic in your life,
I am a massive fan of that right to repair.
If you're a person who can do electronics repairs or likes to do them, iFixit is a wonderful resource.
10 out of 10.
Not only do they sell these incredible repair kits with precision screwdrivers, which have, let me check mine real quick.
They're so good.
Yep, 12 million different bits. I would love to be sponsored by them. I don't think they fit within the Magic the Gathering sphere, though. I don't know how much you need a precision screwdriver to build a deck box. But if you do, iFixit's a great choice. On top of selling these fantastic
I fixed
cool
my
kits,
Switch using iFixit. So
they also have guides on their website to fixing almost any part of an electronic you can think of. I fixed
and it's like hardcore step by step.
Yeah, like, very easy to follow.
Super user friendly.
So easy to follow. I fixed some Joy-Con drift on my Switch and my cousin's Switch with this. I am using it to hopefully soon install a new custom shell onto my Game Boy SP. Just all these different things are on iFixit's website. And they and like Framework, I have so much respect for. I will add one minor disclaimer to Framework. As with any wonderful thing, the early adopters are the ones who are going to pay a little bit of a premium. Their current laptop base specs for the 16-inch models are, I think, $1,600, which is a lot of money to ask for a laptop that isn't like top of the line gaming or, productivity spec'd out, But if I had the
modular
money,
nature.
exactly. If I had the money, and I don't know, maybe I will if I sell a boatload of cards, I would absolutely shell out for a 16-inch Framework laptop because I think they're not only are their laptops good quality and well reviewed, their mission is worth backing. And as we say in the Magic community, vote with your wallet. I think Framework is something that is worth voting for.
Yeah,
you don't hear it on the mic, but I'm snapping right now.
Exactly.
It's
snapping in agreement.
It is one of those things where we're talking about with the old equipment. Like you would spend more on your washer dryer, but then you could fix it.
Yeah.
So spending more on a laptop now that you can fix sounds like a pretty no-brainer to me.
Yeah, it's just an investment that is going to be fairly secure because if I buy the $1,600 laptop and it has good specs and I run it for years and years, 10 years down the road, it's kind of getting old. Instead of contributing to waste and just buying a new laptop, I say, what is holding me back in this laptop? Oh, the RAM's not as fast anymore? Let me purchase a new RAM kit from them to install. My CPU's slow, let me get a new motherboard and CPU combo to install. And the best part is you can take those old components and they have 3D prints that show you how to use your old components in new ways. Do you want to make a server PC? They'll show you how to do it. Do you want to make another laptop from your existing parts? You can do that. Guys, I cannot overstate how cool Framework is and their mission is. Like, genuinely, it's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. It's so cool.
Yeah. In a totally separate topic, not since I'm monopolizing Oliver and step time
something completely different.
Assassin's Creed Black Flag is getting a remaster?
Oh, yes, it is. It's getting a remaster.
Somebody else rant about this because I have spent way too much time talking. Somebody else rant about this because I'm excited.
Someone who's never played AC Black Flag, let me tell you, I am so excited.
You guys
I have not played Black Flag either.
Fun fact, do you know who has actually, I think, honestly, between the three of us, do you know who has played more Assassin's Creed Black Flag than us? Steve Brown. Steve Brown
really
loved Black Flag. Like, he and I would talk about it.
And I want to play it.
Hilariously, he played it on the Wii U a lot.
That's wild.
I don't think Nintendo or us believe that's a real console.
Honestly. No, he played a ton of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. So I shot a message off to him the other day when I saw it, and I was like, hey, check it out. So, no, Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
The remaster looks beautiful.
It does.
It looks phenomenal, and I will definitely play it when it gets remastered and when it comes out.
Yeah.
It's one that I've wanted to play, I just never have. Like, I really enjoyed Assassin's Creed 3, which a lot of people didn't, but like the Revolutionary War, or I think it's Revolutionary War?
3 was still set in Europe, I thought. I think Revolutionary War was
whatever one, the America one.
Yeah,
was the America one.
With the Brotherhood?
Guy with the R name that I cannot pronounce, but has a magic card, and I don't pronounce that magic card's name either because I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, the guy, the one with the
White
Native
Hood
American
guy,
heritage.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's the only one I played too, actually.
Yeah, I really like that one.
Okay, no, Assassin's Creed 3 was the American Revolution one.
Yeah, you don't talk about Assassin's Creed. I'm the expert here, all right?
You might be. Yeah, no.
Also, that trailer was such a banger trailer.
Oh, yes, so good.
You guys got anything else you want to rant about?
Yeah, kind of in the same vein of video games.
Yeah, trailers.
We talked about it a little bit before we started recording last week, but now that I've actually got time to play it, I am absolutely loving Pragmata. Space Dad Simulator is a fantastic game, in my opinion. The fact that you have both a thing you're doing with Diana and with Hugh, which is the main character, where you got to hack the robots so you can shoot them easier, is great. And neither of them are really super complex, so you don't have to worry about getting bogged down in one or the other. You can kind of flow between them and go back and forth. It's a great game. I would recommend picking it up when it comes on sale eventually. But it's Capcom, so who knows if that's going to happen.
I'm honestly tempted to just like form a Steam family just so I can play it and just nab it from you for free. Because everybody in my current Steam family, which is my brothers on my wife's side, I don't think they're as interested in it or like want to buy it right now. So I'm kind of at a loss here. But I'm very interested in Pragmata.
It's so good.
Nate, what would you give it a rating wise? Like out of 10? Out of 10?
Out of 10? I haven't quite finished it yet. So I think I've still got at least 1-2 sets of main levels. It's not a super long game. It is thematically amazing.
7 out of 10, too much water.
Perfect 5 out of 7.
Actually, there's like almost no water in the game, so I can't do that rating.
Yeah, for anyone who got that reference, go schedule your colonoscopy.
I think...
Thanks for the reminder.
Probably an 8.5. I love this game so much.
I think that's about what a lot of people are giving it.
Yeah, 8.5, maybe leaning towards 9, just because I love Diana and the interaction she has with you so much. Adorable. They did a really good job of, for the most part, making her act like a little girl. Just has so many little kid mannerisms. Does the whole, you can get a globe for her, and she just does the whole spin the globe really fast thing and then hit your finger on it. Does a little belly slide on a skateboard because she can't stand on it yet. She hasn't figured that out. And there's just so many things that are just like, yes, this feels like an actual child, but also, she's an android, so you don't feel bad of her riding piggyback, hacking things for you
in combat.
Yeah.
No,
I would agree. I think 9 out of 10 is a good rating.
8.5 out of 10.
Okay.
I think the only thing holding it back is you can't teach Diana how to play Magic the Gathering. So
that would be a premium DLC, dude. I would love that. That would be so good. Hit us up, Capcom. We'll show you how to play.
Yeah, we'll show you how to play.
All right, let's move to our cleanup step then. Thank you all for listening to today's episode. I know it's a bit of a longer one, but we're just happy to be here, and we love chatting. We love yapping. That's why we're in a podcast, man. If you have questions for us that you want answered, like the questions that we answered from Soren's Insanity, from Izzy, from Drucifer, from Aaron, and from Garrett, if you want to join their club and the people who've had their questions answered, just go ahead and reach out to us.
Mothra.
Yes, reach out to us
from Mothra.
Reach out to us at manabonded@gmail.com and send us your questions, whether it's a question about the lore, a question about a ruling, a question about a social situation that you're not sure if you handled it correctly. We take all of those. We love to give advice. That's our whole job here at Manabonded, is to give advice to the Magic the Gathering community from the humble perspective of 3 decade-long Magic players.
If you like the music at the beginning and you are a fan of the Black Flag Assassin's Creed game, the number 1 player of that game is Steve Brown, and you can find his music at stevebrownsongs.com.
Nice. High praise. If you like art and cool artwork, then you can reach out to Shadow Aclopex. Link in the show notes / description / I think in our link tree. If not, it will be soon. Yeah, you can get some art commission from him. I know he'd love to work on some more fun art stuff.
Yeah.
Shoot, I should have said sea shanties. If you need some really good sea shanties, we should shoot.
You can't do that now, and then we can add it in because there's this thing called editing.
It's okay. It'll be in there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Editing will make me look really good. It always does. Yeah. So we're good.
As Nate said, we do have a link. We do have a link tree. Which will help you find all of our social media links all in one place. That'll be linked in the episode description. It'll lead you to things like our YouTube channel, our Instagram, our Twitter, our BlueSky, and let's see what else we got on there. Our TikTok's probably on there.
Threads.
Threads. I forgot we're on Threads now. Yeah. I should probably put that on my phone so I can check into that.
We just started a Threads because it keeps popping up on Instagram, and that feels like a very. I don't really use Threads either.
People it's kind of a slow migration from Twitter to Threads is kind of the move I've seen. Yeah. But yeah, so we're on there too.
Yeah, so we're on there too. We'll be posting.
We're everywhere we want to be.
Exactly. And everywhere you don't want us to be.
Say our name 3 times. We're there.
Lastly, if you like what you're listening to, leave us a review on the app you're using and a few that you're not. You can like, comment, and subscribe if you're on YouTube, and give us a follow or a share everywhere else. We are so grateful to have you, so grateful to have you guys as listeners, and the small community that we have built of people who we can answer questions for and share our content with. We're so happy that you all have stuck with us for this long. Make sure that you're following us on all of our socials, as we're going to start ramping up, I think, our posting on those areas in the coming weeks. So be sure you're following us on every social so that you don't miss a thing. I think that's all we've got for today. Thank you for sticking around once again, and we will see you next week.
Adios.
Hold up. Is Nate experiencing technical difficulties?
Why you do this?
Nate is experiencing difficulty. I don't think he can hear us. No, Peter. Are you back?
Welcome back.
Yeah, it's being weird on me. I might have to do that occasionally. I might have to do a reboot later if it gets too nuts.
Do you want to just do the reboot now? We can wait.
Let's start from the top. We're good.
No, we'll cut. Just if you want to do the reboot now, that's fine.
Okay.
With the power of
editing,
minutes.
All
You
right,
can
no worries.
remove the billionaire talk and
Ban this.
The dead
Exactly. Hello.
drink water.
Gosh, dang it! Every time.
Refreshing.
Dang it, Zach.
I'm ready. I'm ready now.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Mother trucker, dude, you gotta shut up.
That hurt like a butt cheek on a stick. Sorry, I had to. I won't do it again.
I know. Okay.
I'll mute myself.
You're gonna make him bust out a mute button for you.
I will, dude. I'll just server mute you. No. Okay, here we go.
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can still hear you. No, not again.
But he can't hear us.
I don't think he can. It's okay.
All right. How long ago did you lose me?
We
heard you the whole time.
We heard you the whole time up through the point where you said, "Oh, can you hear me?" And then apparently you couldn't hear us.
No, I for some reason my computer's not liking to be able to hear you guys.
Oh, interesting.
For part of it, so
it's okay. I will do a blessing. Oh Lord, Goddess of Mothra, please allow Nathaniel's computer to hear us and guide us, cocoon him together